The next Lee and Ian podcast is approaching the station. Please step aside.
And welcome to the Lee and Ian Show. I'm Lee Navlin.
And I'm Ian Grodman.
The Lee and Ian Show is sponsored by Grodman Law and Mediation. Remember, when it comes to divorce, family first, your children first. Mediation, it's the way to go. Grodman Law and Mediation.
Thank you, Lee.
You're welcome, Ian.
Do you want to tell us something about
Me?
Yeah.
If you want to check out my latest, Ian, it's
I do.
LeeNavlinBooks.com.
Oh, that's a great website.
When I'm not recording podcasts, I'm writing books. That's LeeNavlinBooks.com.
And they're great.
And Ian, thank you so
Both
much for
of them.
saying that. I have 2 books out, Secretary of the City, Secretary Says, based on the same character.
They are amazing.
You could find them on Amazon, or you could go to LeeNavlinBooks.com.
And you know, I'm waiting for the screenplay.
Ian, someday it's going to happen. I promise you that.
Hopefully soon.
Ian, I got to tell you something. This weekend, I'm home. I'm watching the news. I'm going crazy with what's going on with Iran and what's going on with Trump and what Israel and you go to social media and everyone's, it's his fault, it's her fault. Why are they doing this? How could this happen? And it's just everyone is so unhappy. Everyone is so frustrated.
The world is miserable right now.
The world is miserable right now. It sure seems it. So I said to my wife, I said, let's get out of the house. Let's go out and eat dinner somewhere. And,
here it comes.
Right. And then she says, she's like, well, where do you want to go? I go, I don't know. You want to get Chinese? Like, I don't know. Where are we going to go for Chinese food? I said, I don't know. There's a lot of places. She goes, I don't know. I don't know which ones I like. That's what she tells me. I don't know which ones I like.
Good at the segues.
Right. Yeah. Well, thank you. Well, it's a bit of a segue. So, Japanese, you want to sit at the bar, you want to sit at the table, you want French food, you want Italian food. And she can't make up her mind. We just don't know. But you know what, Ian? We don't have to worry about that anymore, because now when we want to go out and eat, as we've just learned, we just check out the LTown Food Czar.
There we go, the LTown Food Czar. Welcome.
Her name is Heidi Blum, and welcome to the Lee and Ian Show, Heidi.
I mean, this was the best intro that I've ever watched.
Okay, well, thank you for that.
And listened to. That was really exciting.
Thank
I feel
you.
like I got to hype it up now.
He's good.
He's good.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. Of course, this was, not the happiest of weekends, so I had a lot of time to think about what I wanted to say, how I wanted to introduce you, And
Distraction is the best thing for when there's chaos. When there's chaos and uneasiness.
And uneasiness, right. And food. What better distraction than food?
Food brings people together.
That's what brings people together. It makes people happy.
Yes.
Right.
Now, Ian, you like to eat.
Yes, I love to eat.
I like
you
to
can
eat.
see that.
So Heidi.
Yes.
From looking at you, you wouldn't know it, but you love to eat too.
I mean, Lee, come on. That is like buttering me up. That is very kind. I appreciate it.
Here's some more butter.
But a bump.
That's what I do. So, Heidi, LTown Food Czar, I know it was kind of during the pandemic where this kind of... You started to say, restaurants are struggling. What can I do to help get people to restaurants or to kind of figure out what they want to eat? Is that kind of where this all...
So what happened was my son was working for Calabria's Pizza when the pandemic hit.
I know Calabria's.
Right? You know Calabria's, right?
Yes, I do.
So he was answering the phones for them, and then the pandemic hit. And Calabria's was one of the first restaurants in my town that sort of knew how to pivot. And they pivoted to like family meals, whatever.
Right.
So they would send their flyers to my son, and he would say, "Can you put this in we have a Facebook group for like the town, like just it started as like a mom's thing or whatever called LTown Lowdown. Can you put that in there?" So I said, "Sure." So I put it in. I just posted it, and did it a couple times, and the woman who ran the Facebook group. Reached out to me. She was a friend of mine. I was sort of helping her a little bit. She said, "Can you just be the food czar?" And I said, "What the F is a food czar?"
Right.
And she said, "I just want all the restaurants to be in one thread, just so people know where to find it." Because people were starting to wait for my post from Calabria's.
Okay, right.
So I was like, "Sure." And she's like, "You can just do an automated every week, do a post." And I was like, no. I found my purpose.
That's great.
So I woke up every morning and I would write an inspirational post, a funny post, something current that was happening. And I always said, make sure you eat at our restaurants and please post your menus below.
Yeah.
And Heidi, for people who don't know, what is LTown?
LTown is Livingston. I mean, people don't refer to it as LTown, but when the girl was making the page, she was like, "What should I call the page?" And I was like, "I don't know, LTown Lowdown." Like, here's the lowdown in town.
Perfect.
So that's how it, and it stuck. And so I was known as the LTown Food Czar. So I would post all the time, and people were waiting for it, and it sort of like caught on. And then a restaurant in town was opening up, Viva Guacamole.
Okay.
So everyone was like, "Hey, Food Czar, what's going on?" And I was like, "I don't know. Let me get to the scene." And I grabbed an avocado, and I spoke into the avocado, and I was like, "Hello, LTown." And I called it at the time. I was like, "We are live-ish," because we're not live. I was recording it.
Right.
And then I did a whole thing about what was happening at Viva Guacamole, and it took off.
Yeah, okay, right. So because that's when I kind of first started to notice them on social media, and I just thought it was great. And you just kind of marched into a restaurant or a bagel store or something like that, and you hello. Yeah,
yes, I started it with the hello LTown,
Yeah,
and I actually started removing the hello LTown because I was like, I can't hear it anymore, and now I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
But it for me, it was such a nice way of connecting the town. Everyone felt, especially because I was just staying within Livingston, I would go to all the restaurants in town.
Which you've expanded, by the way, and we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, and it was a nice way, especially during the pandemic, for people to feel connected, to each other as a community, which I thought was really nice. It was a nice way for people to know who is running the restaurants and to sort of do the call to action.
So would you call ahead of time to the restaurant and explain what you do? You just show up?
A lot of times I would just show up.
Yeah, okay.
And I never review. I only spotlight because I always say I am not. I wouldn't trust me.
So if I were to say to you, which podcast is going to tell me the best pizza, you might say that's not kind of.
Well, no, I would say I know my top pizzas, which I could certainly. I'm happy to tell anybody who my top pizzas are, but that might not be your type pizzas.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Some people like thin, some people like thick, some people like Sicilian, some people like Detroit.
Right.
So who am I to say this is the best pizza, or I was definitely not going to do a negative review or comment about a place.
Good.
To me, my job was to say, here is this local restaurant. These people work so hard.
Here's the family. Here's the offerings.
Here's the offerings, and you judge for yourself.
Yeah,
and it was a great service too during a difficult time for restaurants. So thank you.
It was thank you. I mean, to anyone, honestly, it was such a gift for me, and it still is to this day. I love doing it. I have really immersed myself into the restaurant industry. The people who work, they are the hardest workers, and they are putting their families on the line. They're putting their financials on the line. They are putting their emotions. They're putting their physical being on the line. It is a 24/7 business.
Yep. I've always said the restaurant business, while we play, they work.
Right.
You know? And I could never understand people walking into a restaurant and being demanding or being rude. Now, I understand you're spending hundreds of dollars and perhaps, you want something a certain way. But generally speaking, these are the hardest working families.
Yep.
But it does work both ways. Like what you just said, people are spending a lot of money, especially now the economy is a little funky and people are afraid, but they do want to get out, right? So they go out, they go to a nice restaurant, and if the hospitality is not up to par, or if they aren't happy with something and the restaurant sort of jumps down at them because it's not the way they do it or whatever, they don't like the whatever it is, it works both ways. Right? So the restaurants have to do their part and the customer has to do their part. Then you have a nice experience.
Yeah.
So you went from the LTown Food Czar, and then you stepped it up a little bit with a full podcast behind the counter with the LTown Food Czar.
So it's behind the counter with the Food Czar. That was like my way of sort of being able to step outside of Livingston.
Right. Okay, yes. So this has been, and you've had some 70, 75 podcasts.
I'm up to, I think tomorrow, number 69 is dropping tomorrow with Vinny's Pan Pizza. If you go to Vinny's in Milburn, and you'll like this, or in Brielle. But Vinny, it's Peter who owns Vinny's Pan Pizza, but his uncle was Vinny, who owned Camaradas in Livingston when we were growing up. So so there you go. Yep. So number 69 tomorrow, but I have recorded. I have up to episode 74, I think.
Now Camaradas is where the Summit Medical Group is now. Am I?
No, Camaradas is across from Nana's Deli.
Across from Nana's Deli.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going back there.
So,
by the way, folks, in case you didn't know, both of these people that we're talking with today both grew up in Livingston.
That's right. Thank you,
and we both went to University of Hartford.
That's right.
The finest education money can buy.
That's right.
Yes, that's why
I
we're
heard
both,
all about the
and we're
coloring
both,
book school.
we're
You're
both-
a good listener.
That's right,
Yeah.
we're both making millions of dollars in the podcast
There we
business.
go.
Yeah, look at us
Right.
now. Look at us
Yeah.
now. That's what I would say. Yeah.
So, but fun fact, Ian,
Yep.
Heidi Blum in 1986 was the class clown. Livingston, I voted in the class clown.
Sure was. I worked hard for that
Wow.
title.
Good
that
for
was
you.
my mom was really proud.
Yeah,
let me
right.
tell you.
I bet.
I mean, 1985. I graduated a year ahead of. I'm older, more mature, as you can see. In
I can
1985,
see,
86.
yes.
Yeah.
But I should have won class clown, but I did not. Okay, a guy named Mark Gore won it, I believe, and
I don't remember him as being funny.
No,
but
it wasn't
yeah,
funny at all.
Yeah.
I was funny, but my problem was I didn't go to school often enough to win the award.
You were
And maybe
robbed.
that's
Will.
what
You
you're
were robbed.
qualified for not being there enough.
By the way, it would still bother me the way it's bothering you. I
yes,
can tell.
it
Yeah.
does. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So if they had an award for who smoked the most pot in the parking lot, perhaps I would have.
I
we
might have
go.
been. I might have been in that parking lot when you were there. By the way, but you know, it's funny because being in class clown, it was always fun. I was always like a good fun. I wasn't like a rude funny. I was a good funny, and it's amazing how being the food czar, like my sense of humor sort of plays into all of that, and I think that's why it's become such a natural gig for me. I never in a million years thought this is where my life would go.
Right.
But here we are. So, but yeah, the podcast someone had suggested me doing. They're like, you've such a good personality for doing a podcast. I was like, I don't really listen to podcasts that much, but I'll try it. I was in video production in my real life before. So I knew technically I could do it.
Right. It was, and you've got a personality, and I know you've been a personal trainer. You've done work like that too.
Wow.
You
So
know,
I was,
so you know, which is a job you got to entertain people.
Correct. I was a video producer. Then I did montages for all the bat and bar mitzvahs and elementary school graduations and weddings and all that. So I did that, and then became a personal trainer. But you're correct. You have to, when you have a personality that's on, you have to put it to good use.
Right.
Now I know
That's
you're.
good.
I know you're proud. You're a University of Hartford graduate. How do you feel about Ian calling it coloring book school? By the way,
Well,
feel like
this
it's
is from
spot
something that
on.
the two of you
fed
said
it to him. You
beforehand.
fed it to him. Yeah.
You guys said this before we started.
did, yes.
I'm only repeating what you said.
There's the College of Basic Studies is something that at the time.
The college
It's
that I
extended
went
high
to-
school. It's
For kids who
extended high
smoked
school.
too much pot in high school.
That's correct.
Right, they give you a chance to clean up your act.
I went to
you
the
know.
State University of New York at Oneonta, which was sometimes known as
Stonianta.
Camp Oneonta. Stonianta.
yes.
Yes, a whole bunch of different similar kind of
right, yeah.
See, and look at you
characterizations.
now. And look at you
look at me now.
Exactly.
Yes, that's
yeah.
right. He's the chair of the Maple Democratic Committee. So when you
It's no
think about
joke.
There
right,
we
right. I
go.
mean, this is a guy. You take this guy seriously.
Yes,
you
for
know.
sure.
And but here he was at Stonianta once upon a
That's
time.
right. We called it Camp Oneonta, but yeah, it was Stonianta as well.
Ian, I got to tell you something. We were talking about pivoting off of politics a little bit because we wanted to get away from because we just had all these candidates. So we just interviewed 12 candidates
That's
running
it.
for the
That's it.
Congress in the,
Crazy.
in the 11th district.
It was pretty crazy, is right.
And I said we want to talk about something. Ian said let's talk about food. I mean,
Yeah.
so that was, but so my thought process with you is: are you finding right now that your podcast is growing because people they just don't want to think about what's going on in the world? And
Such a good
and-
question.
Yeah.
I think it depends guest by guest. I think it also depends seasonally where people are because I
Yeah.
think in the summertime people surprisingly listen more because they're out walking their dogs.
Right.
They're out going for long walks. I think in
Yeah.
the winter maybe a little slower, but I think depending on the guest,
Okay.
I'd love for more people to listen to it, just because I think these people are so interesting and they deserve
Yeah.
the airtime.
Yep.
And they're your neighborhood. Some are very well-known people, like in social media and in the culinary world. So these are not like mom and pop shops either. Like it's a
Right.
little bit of everything. I have some really big content creators on there. People who have been on Top Chef, people who have been on Chopped,
Wow.
people who have been on, so it's a very interesting group of guests that I've been very lucky to get. And at the end of the day, like, I just feel like they deserve to be heard, and I think it's a nice way for people to get to know them on a more intimate level.
I love that.
great.
I know, for instance, now down here, we're based out of South Orange, Maplewood.
Yep.
As I mentioned, Ian being the chair of the Maplewood Democratic
Maplewood,
Committee.
South Orange.
Maplewood, South Orange. Soma.
Mapso.
Mapso,
Now, Ian,
very
recently,
good.
I know
Yeah.
you reviewed the Able Baker recently. There's an example
So
of
the
a
Able
business
Baker was a
that's-
video.
Yeah,
The
okay.
Able Baker was a video. So
Not a
many
review,
people.
yeah.
Not a review, a spotlight.
Yeah,
Spotlight, a spotlight, yes.
So a lot of people, when I drop a video, let's say it's about some bakery, people will be like, you have to go here. You have to go here. So I went to the Able Baker because that was it's been on my list for a long time. And I went in and wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I was
Unbelievable.
blown. I
Yep.
was blown away on so many levels. Andrea, who is the manager, the general
Yeah,
manager there,
she's great.
She's amazing. I mean, I spoke to so many employees, and I mean, I
Every
ran into an
employee
old
there was
friend of mine.
happy.
They're happy. I mean,
Yep.
that was my post. They're happy. They are, they take very good care of the employees,
Yep.
and then the products and. It just, the whole vibe in there, I walked out of there, I was so, like, my head was buzzing.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. But because of that one, I then went to, I'm actually on Soma Eats on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And Bakes by Izzy in South Orange, who's on South Orange Avenue. Yeah, South Orange Avenue, right when you come down the S-turns.
Okay.
Small little bake shop. She was just saying how she was struggling. She's probably just venting, I'm struggling. And
Right.
I
Yeah.
DM'd her and I said, I want to come in.
Yeah.
So I went in and I did a spotlight video for her that did really, really
great.
well. I was like so happy because I don't know how any video is going to do. I have no
Right.
control of the
Right.
algorithm,
Right.
As
Yeah.
we all know. I mean, that's, so I was like really happy to do that. South Orange Maplewood is one of my favorite areas to, I mean, I can go through all the restaurants that I've been
Right.
through here, but I love it.
No, and it's been quite a few. I know we were just talking before we went to air. Now, the new restaurant row of Maplewood.
That's right.
Culinary
Right on
Corner.
Culinary Corner.
Boyd
Those are my
Avenue.
people. I love it.
Yeah.
That's where now Artie's is over there, of course.
Yep.
And
We've got
Palette
Corner
Brewing.
Slice.
Yep.
Perla.
So, when I do these, I get very attached to the restaurant owners. Every time I leave there, I'm like, I want to be their friend. I really want to do well for them.
great.
I feel like that's my duty, you know?
Yeah,
So,
right.
so Mike at Corner Slice, you have Chef Matt at Porta Rosa.
Yep.
I mean, Porta Rosa is such a gem.
Amazing.
Okay.
We did, I did my interview with Matt at Porta Rosa. And Sam, who works for him, was with us, and she's awesome also. And we were in their private dining room. So he was telling me what goes on in there when they do their private things. And I literally texted my best friend and I said, we have to do your birthday dinner. We have to have this experience.
Yeah.
So we were, I think, 10 of us in the private dining room at Porta Rosa.
Wow.
And it was the most insane dinner I've had all
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
It was insane.
Uh-huh.
It was awesome.
That's great.
Now, do you? Is there any pushback from any of these owners? We don't talk about specifically. What do you want to do?
Some of them are a little thrown off.
Yeah.
I come in, I'm very high energy.
Right.
Right.
But I'm also cautious. I want them to understand I don't charge.
Yeah. You're not a critic. You
I'm
don't
not
charge.
a critic. I don't charge. I'm really just there to help.
Right.
And I think depending on the place you go to, they do get a lot of content creators coming in and saying they want to get paid. So you never know. So sometimes they'll check to see if I have a following, which I understand. And I say, here it is. I totally get it. And if I could tell they're uncomfortable, I'll say, I can come back.
Right.
Yeah.
Why don't you think about it? And I'll come,
Good.
Right.
It's a good way to handle
Check
it.
out a podcast or two that I've recorded.
Correct.
And see
So-
what I'm doing.
Right. So, like I said, I have the two lanes. I have the spotlight videos and I have the podcast. The podcasts are really after I do a spotlight video and I hear them when I'm doing the video. And if I feel like there's a story there that sounds interesting to me, then it's going to be interesting to somebody else.
Right.
And that's when I'll say, hey, do you want to do a podcast interview? Because that's a longer period of time. It's a bigger
Right.
commitment on their part. It's a
Yep.
commitment on mine because it is time consuming to
Absolutely.
do.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but if because I like to listen to their stories and I respect, they've went to culinary school. It's no different sometimes
That's
than
right.
an attorney or, I mean, maybe it's a little different, but they've gone to culinary school. This is their trade. This is
Right.
what they are, trained at. And it's important to them to be recognized. And on a daily, they can get beaten down daily.
Absolutely.
So to have someone come in and be interested in them and their story sometimes is nice.
Yeah,
That's great.
You think about it. So, your culinary school. You spent money to open a business, which. If you look at the success-failure rate of a restaurant business, it's one of the most volatile businesses in the world.
Especially now. That's all I hear right now. We're March 2nd. So all I hear right now from restaurants is how awful the winter has been for them.
Yeah.
Huh.
So slow. It's been so cold. We've had
cold
terrible
has been
snow.
unbelievable.
And it's that people aren't leaving their homes on top of the economy. So it's sort of like a perfect storm, so to speak, that has really hit. In the Northeast, I'm saying New Jersey, that's where I cover most of the restaurants. But that's like the word on the street. And it's like, I try to help them. Yeah. But I can't help them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I try to say, like, spring is coming, let's do something, let's do a giveaway. Let's do, are you changing your menu? I'll come back to showcase your new menu, whatever it is. But it's so hard because they feel like it's like they're defeated.
Yeah, yeah. And here they are, the pandemic a couple of years ago, a lot survived by the skin of their teeth. Yeah. And they're coming out of it and things are kind of rolling along for a bit. People are so excited to get out of the house and eat again. And the world is back to normal. And then boom, we
so think about a lot of the
inflation and everything.
Well, inflation, the cost of food has not gone down.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
So whatever the reason being, the cost of food. So they still have to keep their prices higher than they would want to. Yeah. So because they have to make their margins and customers don't want to pay it.
That's it.
So it's hard.
Tariffs, anything to do with that?
Maybe
Absolutely.
perhaps a little bit.
There's a lot of food that's imported. So,
yeah.
So, and the first thing when Trump said he was going to get these tariffs, Ian said, there goes. You did say the restaurant business is going to be hit.
The restaurant business is going to suffer tremendously.
Yeah.
And
I thought wine.
I just thought that meant that Ian was going on a diet when he said that. But,
I will. One of these days.
You look great, Ian.
One of these days.
Not after we talk about some of the restaurants you're not going to. Yeah.
That's right. So basically, but the podcast is growing now. You're walking in restaurants are probably a little more familiar with who you are, even though you're expanding your geographical.
Yes, I think expanding. I think again, my personality. I put myself out there. I walk around here. I walk around Livingston. I forget that I put myself out there, and people are like, "Oh my God, are you that girl?" And I'm like, "I am."
Yeah.
Or they stare at me in the supermarket, and I'm like, "Why are they staring at me?" And I forget.
Oh, that's funny because you're.
So I'm like a little local celebrity. I hate to say it that way, but which is nice. But it's nice that if I walk into a restaurant and they are like, "I know who you are."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh my God." To me, it's so strange.
Yeah. I got that recently. I was actually just having dinner at a bar. Which Ian and my wife and I would like to sit at the bar because she likes to talk to anybody but me at dinner. But so someone sitting next to us, a woman sitting next to me goes, "Are you the guy from the podcast?" Well, you think she recognized my voice.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
That's
and at the time I was trying to return my food, saying, "It's no good. The food doesn't taste right."
This.
That's right. They go,
and no wonder your wife wants to talk to other people. That's exactly right.
And she's the guy from the podcast. I recognize her yelling and screaming. But no, it's certainly right. And it's funny. You all of a sudden you're providing a product with these podcasts, and we're doing the same thing, Ian, where you have a listening audience, which we really appreciate.
Yeah.
But then you also feel like now I really have to deliver the goods because I know people are listening now.
Well, it's you want to have guests that people are interested in.
Right.
And today
That's why we had you, by the way.
Thanks.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's true.
Hi, listener. Yeah.
That's right.
No. There's hundreds of people listening.
I'm kidding. No, but I walked into a restaurant today in Upper Montclair. I was doing a spotlight video at a place in Upper Montclair. So I walked down the street to another restaurant that I had already done just to say hi.
Yeah.
And she had just told me that she had listened to my latest podcast, and I thought that was so cool.
That's great.
Yeah. So it's nice.
That's great. And Montclair, so Montclair confuses me. There's Montclair, there's Upper Montclair.
Right.
So Montclair is like Maplewood. Montclair, the Bloomfield Ave Montclair is Maplewood-ish.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So Upper Montclair is
Milburn.
really Upper Montclair is like Hoboken.
Okay.
Like on Washington. It's Soho or Village. It's really quaint, cool shops, bakeries, coffee places, restaurants. It's really, I think it's like a missed place that people. It should be a destination
I think
for
I
people.
got to get to Upper Mont. I don't go there. I
you
mean, I
You
know
do.
I've been
There's
there.
really
You
great
should.
spots there. There's
Yeah.
really. I think it's like I can't. I've gone every time I've gone. It's been the coldest, windiest day.
Yeah.
And I am waiting for it to be spring so that I could actually walk around to find more places to,
This week.
yeah. To,
All right,
I know.
so
yeah.
my wife was wrong because I said, let's try Upper Mont. She goes, there's nothing there. She yells out.
She's
Yeah,
wrong.
I know, she's wrong. Yeah, she's...
Mrs. Navlin, you're wrong.
Right, you're wrong, Mrs. Navlin. That's right. Yeah, so because she can play. So why are we going here again? Because you don't want to go to anywhere new.
He's
Yeah.
just doing that for the audience, Bronwyn, right?
No, just ask her about it. She's like, I don't want to go there because I haven't been there. You know, I mean, that's what she says. I'm like, well, you got it. So now, Bronwyn, we're gonna listen to Heidi. She's gonna after the podcast. She's gonna give me a list of the best places to go.
Bronwyn, Heidi's going to tell you where to go. Don't worry,
Exactly.
it won't be Lee's choice.
But I will say, what's nice about covering South Orange and Maplewood, I'll focus more on Maplewood, is because it's quaint and it is right down the road from Livingston, and everyone is always looking for something different. They don't want to go to the city.
Right.
Even like I tell people to go to Hoboken and Jersey City, but it's
Even
still
that's a
far.
pain,
Exactly.
you know? I mean-
So to come down here, and I tell people all the time, like, trust me. Perla, go to Perla.
Right.
The vibe in Perla is so
It's
cool.
amazing.
Okay,
Yeah.
is SBYOB Perla?
Actually, they have a great deal with Lum Cellars.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
Lums, they just they have like a QR code, and they just bring whatever you
Bring
want.
the wine.
That's
wine.
great.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Same thing with Porta Rosa. He uses
Yep.
Lum Cellars also. But I was recently at Osteria LK.
Yep.
Okay.
James and Aylin. I love them.
I
That
haven't
is a
been there.
gem. Oh my God.
I know, yes.
Oh my God.
Yep.
That is I could eat there every night. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I love it. Their food is special. They are a special couple.
Yeah.
And he also owns Laboratorio Kitchen in Montclair, which is awesome.
Ah, okay.
So, like, to me, like, I was so happy to go there, and I brought my kids back because I was like, it was just that good.
Yes.
Right.
And, like I said, the Able Baker, I mean, I just love all of it.
Yep.
Yep.
It's special. You don't get that. Like, I don't have that in Livingston. We don't have that.
We have a restaurant row in
We
Maplewood.
do.
Yeah.
We have a
Yeah,
couple
we have
of
a
them
couple
now.
of
Yeah, we do.
restaurant
Yeah.
rows,
You Maplewood
actually.
Village, and now you've got what do we
Right, on
call it?
Boyden
Culinary
Avenue.
Corner. I
Culinary
call it.
Corner.
Culinary
Yeah.
Corner.
Yeah. So, by the way, talking about Livingston, Ian, talking
Yeah.
about Maplewood, South Orange.
Yeah.
You know what I've always found fascinating about this region of the country or the state? Milburn, Livingston, Maplewood, South Orange, Summit. They're all so very different.
Yes.
You
They
know,
are.
within a few miles
Chatham,
of each.
add in Chatham and
That's
Madison.
right.
Yeah.
Chatham and Madison. Same thing with the. I notice even when you go to a restaurant in Chatham, it's a different feel, a little more sophisticated, a little more conservative.
Conservative,
maybe,
conservative,
with
yeah.
fine dining, where while we have fine dining down here, but I don't know. I find
It's very different.
Yeah.
And I've done a few places in Madison. I did a few places in Chatham. I mean, Chatham has like the old school, like Pasquarella Brothers deli.
okay.
They're rated, I think #1 by a few of the big influencers as the
Okay.
top Taylor ham, egg, and cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been there because my
Yeah.
son is very into that.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. I know that's a big thing with you guys headed out for like a breakfast.
For Carlos,
yeah.
yeah.
Carlos loves that.
So they have that's like their like an old school, right? I also went to Village Deli in Chatham, which is like feels to me it's like on the other side of Chatham. Chatham, like to me, it like loops around. It's a weird.
It is.
It's a weird. I don't know how. I just don't know it. But Village Deli is the type of deli like
And Village Deli is
that you
in
would-
Chatham.
in Chatham.
Okay.
And you walk into Village Deli, and it is like walking into a deli that is like somewhere like in the Berkshires, like in Pennsylvania or somewhere. This tiny little country deli, and it's awesome.
Okay.
And they were so nice, and they're like known for their Chinese chicken salad.
Okay.
And like when I posted it, I cannot even tell you. That was like one of the videos that blew up. I mean, they had no followers. And I was like, what is happening? And it's just because I think they're Chinese chicken salad. People
Yeah.
like love it.
Have you been to Sonny's? Sonny's in Indian
Jason
Kitchen?
was on, Sonny's Indian Kitchen.
Yeah.
I love
Amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, he started in Maplewood. I think.
know.
Yeah.
He was during the pandemic.
Yes.
He was basically he was one of these guys like you said originally about Calabria.
Yeah.
Sonny realized right away
Delivering
I got to
right
get
away.
deliveries. I can get food to people.
Yep.
And I mean he was night and day. I mean
Yeah.
he'd be you call him at 9 a.m. He said can I get you food at noon? You
Yeah.
know because
Yes. And his butter chicken is probably one of the best
best.
butter chickens
Yes.
I've ever
Yeah.
had. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. I got to check that. Now in Maplewood, I'm friendly with quite a few of the restaurant owners. Heidi, I could get you into any restaurant that you want. Coda, St. James Gate.
tell them you're friends with Lee Navlin.
Yeah, those are the ones I need to get into.
Okay,
I haven't done them yet.
So you go to St. James Gate. Of course, there's there's Jimmy the bartender. He's one of the owners, and there's Patrick the bartender. So when you walk up to Patrick, if you ask him, "What kind of beer do you have?" He goes, "Regular."
That's definitely a good bar.
Personality.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
right.
good bar.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, there's so many South Orange. You got the Gaslight, which I love. You have Bunnies. Have you checked out Bunnies?
I haven't been to Bunnies, and I feel like I
probably
used to
grew
go
up
there like as a
there.
kid. I
Yeah.
know, yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Reservoir.
Yep.
Same thing with the Reservoir, right?
Reservoir, interestingly enough, also, and I wanted to see if they were on Instagram, and they're not, and I wanted to tag them in the podcast I'm dropping tomorrow. But the Reservoir family is related to the Camerata family.
Oh, okay.
So they were all they're all related. I
all
never
right.
knew that.
Yeah, I
You know, these are the old school restaurants,
Yeah,
which I
right.
think is so cool.
They're so old school. It's cash only. You know.
Yeah,
still.
it's like the Belmont.
Yeah. Is the Belmont cash only or
Belmont, man.
yeah.
I'm trying so hard to get them. Kim, if you're listening, I know you're not, but I'm so close to getting them on my podcast, and I just want to because it is such a storied place. Have you
Is
ever
it
been?
Livingston?
No, it's on the borderline of Newark and was it
Belleville, I guess, over there.
Belleville?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the Belmont Tavern. It's one of these places.
It's old school.
Yeah.
It's old school Italian. It is like where Frank Sinatra used to go. You know, I mean, they have all the pictures on the wall. It is the best Italian food you'll ever have.
Okay.
Chicken Savoy, right?
Okay.
You know chicken
Yeah.
Savoy? There is no chicken Savoy outside of our area, right? It's sort of like the Sloppy Joe.
Right.
Sloppy Joe's is just this
it's a
area.
Essex County, Jersey centric.
Chicken Savoy,
Yeah.
you go to any Italian restaurant outside of this area, there is never chicken Savoy on the menu.
Yeah.
And I am convinced they are the originators of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about now. I know you're not a critic, but let's talk about restaurants that you think. Okay, so hey, to people listening right now, they say I want to go to a Italian place I haven't been to. What might you suggest?
Oh, geez,
You know,
it's such a hard. It's so.
the pressure's on.
It's so
Yeah, I
hard.
mean,
well, it depends. Like
I wanna
what's
do- 'cause you always
what's
get-
my radius?
Because you always get a question. I'm willing to go like if 40, 45 minutes away. You hear people say that. I have some friends coming in from the city, you know.
So
or-
here's some. I'm going to give you like some of my top restaurants
Yes.
Great.
that I've had recently.
That's
How's
great.
that? Okay?
Perfect.
Yeah.
So Osteria LK,
Yeah.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
right here in town.
Right here in Maplewood.
Right here in Maplewood. In Montclair, there's a few. One being Sam's Table. It's prefix. Sam is, went through culinary school, has went side by side with some great chefs, and he opened up this little place. He during the pandemic, Sam, he lives from Montclair. He lived at his parents' house during the pandemic, and he literally put a table outside his parents' house and had Sam's Table, and he made food for people. So he opened up sort of in that same feeling. So it's prefix. He changes it every month. It is locally sourced. It is seasonal food. It is awesome. So that's one. The other one is Gia Mia, Gioia Mia, and it is on Bloomfield Avenue in Montclair. And it's like American Italian because they have pastas on there. It is fantastic. We had an amazing dinner there, and they're young, they are hanging in there. It's tough business, and it is just. I think the food is special. I think they are special, and I think they deserve to have people come and eat there.
Yes,
That's great.
The St. Clair Inn, that's awesome. Leah Gascione, she was on Top Chef. She worked for Bobby Flay. She was on Beat Bobby Flay. She was his sous chef on Iron Chef. I mean, she's amazing, and the food is amazing. She's doing an amazing job. So that's Montclair. Those would probably be my top three in Montclair. Recently, we ate at Capon's Chop House. in Hackensack. Josh Capon, who is a
Oh wow! So you really out expanding.
yeah. So that, but you look for nice.
Right.
You don't want to go to the city. So where am I going?
Right.
So he opened up this steakhouse. He has a great backing of partners, so he's able to really do his thing. He's a huge personality, but his food is fantastic. I mean, it's seafood. It's a true steakhouse, but elevated even more because it has his touch on it. So that's amazing. I'm giving you my top restaurants.
Yeah.
So we also go down the shore a lot. So if you're ever down that way, we recently went to Lita in Aberdeen. They have another restaurant called Judy's, which is part of Judy and Harry's. And both those restaurants, I mean, I would go back again and again and again.
Are they both in Aberdeen?
Judy and Harry's is in Asbury. It's at the St. Laurent Hotel.
Got it.
Oh,
And
wow. Okay.
it's Judy and Harry's. They're a real couple.
Yeah.
It's the chefs. It's one of the partners in the restaurant. It's her parents.
Got it.
And the whole tagline is a Jewish woman who thinks she's Italian, which is amazing. And so Harry's is the cocktail bar, which is like very like dark and woody and sexy. And then Judy's is like bright and like Hampton-esque feeling, and the food is. I mean, it's exactly so. They do a play on the Belmont's chicken Savoy, which is great. They do a tuna Reuben, so it's like a tuna crudo, but like pastrami seasoning.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, my mom is one of these Jewish women that thinks she's Italian. By the way, yeah, she's very much like
all
that.
of ours.
Yeah, she's a very violent woman when I was growing up too. By the way, yeah, my mother would like. She was like, I would constantly get like whacked in the mouth every time I said, yeah. By the way. Good thing I think, what is the 7 years or whatever, the statute of limitations.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. That's
I could get her for assault, my mother, but
That's it.
not
That's
to pick
it.
on the Italian people, but you know where I'm coming from. But yeah, she grew up in Jackson Heights, but she was a very tough woman, and people would say to me, "Oh, are you Italian?" They think we were Italian because my mother was.
That's how my grandmothers were.
Yeah, very tough.
Yeah.
So I appreciate
I was gonna say
you saying
I was
that.
gonna say New Jersey has an amazing culinary scene. I think it's getting better and better and better, and I think it's not. I'm not gonna say it's gonna compete with New York. It's their own vibe.
But you don't have to go to New York.
You don't have to go to New
It's a good
York. You're
compliment.
your local places. They're trying really hard to sort of compete, so
Yeah.
you don't go to New York.
There's a little hole in the wall called Vinny's All-Star Cafe in Harrison, New Jersey. You got to check this place out one time. But it's actually when you park there, it's across from like a bread factory, so the whole neighborhood smells like bread.
Oh, my God.
Which you think might smell wonderful, but not when it's a big giant factory.
Really? I would love that.
And somehow or another, Vinny has figured out a way to keep the smell from
That's good.
getting into his place.
Good
But
job,
amazing.
Vinny.
but it's a little place and a little next factories and there's trucks all over the place. But we were in the city, my wife and I, and we were like, let's eat dinner. We're walking around, too expensive. No,
Yeah.
too expensive. Nah, too crowded. Finally, I said, let's get out of here. So we had the car actually, so we drove to Vinny's All-Star Cafe in Harrison, New Jersey.
That's so funny.
That's where we had dinner.
Yeah.
But there you go. You just, you know what? You just got to poke around.
You got to poke around. I would tell people to look at my. I would say look at my Instagram. I title everything so people can find it, and I always tell people it's there.
Tell them the title again.
What?
Tell them the title again for your Instagram page.
Oh, my Instagram
Yeah.
page is Heidi Blum _Food Czar. That's
we go.
FOODCZAR. Yeah.
And even if you just Google Heidi Blum Livingston Food Czar, whatever, I know it comes up. That's how
Yeah.
I found it.
Yeah.
So it's all going to be there.
And I'm sorry if I talk a lot in my videos, but it's what I do.
Yeah, no, hey,
no, it's good.
I guess
That's
you
great.
have a video where you're just like, here's the bagels.
Sometimes I do. I know sometimes people are like, you talk too much, and I'm like, what am like? Do you tell me you have never seen an influencer do a video before?
Right. You want to watch somebody or listen to somebody when they're not talking,
I mean,
right?
it's like weird,
right.
yeah.
I
But
just walk in and grab a slice of pizza, start eating it. I guess
people make
it's
comments
dead.
all the time. It's like it's really. I mean, that's the thing. Is like you put yourself out there. You're very
Yeah.
vulnerable,
Right.
And out of 100 good comments, one bad comment comes in, and you focus on that one bad
That's it.
comment.
That's
It's
human
unfortunate.
nature.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
But-
we there's a woman here, local woman who was on the board of ed named Madhu Pai. I'm going to bring her up again because I know she listens. So I said, hey, what do you think of the podcast? She says to me, she goes, Ian has a beautiful speaking voice. That's what when I asked her what she
can't get over this.
I could tell.
Yeah, nothing about, what about me? Not a word about my speaking voice, not a word about my...
What about how funny I am?
Ian has a beautiful
I should have been
voice.
class clown.
Yeah, that's right. So
Yeah.
anyway, but I get it. And I walked away frustrated with Madu Pie. By the way, it's her birthday yesterday.
I
Happy
know. I
birthday.
saw that on
Happy
Facebook
birthday,
today.
Madu Pie.
Happy
Happy birthday.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, and here, I'm the one talking without the beautiful speaking voice, but I get it. You know
It's a
what I
beautiful
mean?
voice,
Like,
It's
Lee,
hard.
it
It's
really
hard.
is.
It's hard. But at the end of the day, I do the best I can, and I think people enjoy it. And there's some good restaurants on there. There's great.
good.
There's some great omasses if you guys like omakase.
I don't
what's
even know
that?
what that is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Where?
do you guys like
know.
sushi?
Yes.
Love
yes,
it.
Yes.
So omakase is I think the term it means chef's choice. So basically, you're paying, and it's a price it's sort of prefixed.
Okay.
And some places all have different. They all have different like courses. The place that I go to, I think it's 15 courses.
Wow.
I know, but it's so it's one bite. It's
Right.
like, but it's amazing, and it's about the experience
Okay.
too. So it's you sit at the sushi bar, like the one place. It's like it's a tiny little. It's actually during the day, it's a bubble tea place, and at night it turns into an 8-seat omakase, and
Wow.
it's really the best experience.
Where is it?
It's in Caldwell. It's called Ichiru.
Ichiru. Gotta check
It's
that
on
out.
my page. I did 2 videos for them because I
Got
love them
it.
so much.
Got
yeah.
it.
Now, dim sum. While we're on the, while we're,
Oh, I'm not a dim sum. I haven't done dim sum.
I've done dim sum. Yeah, okay, because
No, I
it's early.
should.
It's early on the weekends. It's like
I should do. I know. I should do it. I should.
Yeah.
I should go
Is that
to.
still popular, dim sum?
I
I know a
think
couple
it-
years ago, it seemed like everybody was doing it.
I think
don't-
it's like popular. Like if you go to like Chinatown in the
Right,
city,
right,
Which
yeah.
I feel like I should do that one time.
You hit
I
this.
almost feel like it's retro right now to have
Yeah.
dim sum.
Yeah,
right?
is it back a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember a couple years ago, it seemed like everybody, was.
Yeah.
was,
Everyone was going to what's it called? Woo Hop.
Whoa,
Yeah,
hop,
Yeah,
right.
Woo Hop.
Right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, so that's fine. So you're starting to even see these trends now in the restaurant business.
Oh, yeah.
They do come and go a little
Yeah.
bit, right?
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
We've
open
got
up.
the expert here. She knows.
I want to open up a sushi place where the sushi is wrapped in brown rice. What do you think of that? Yeah, you
I mean, I think most. I think most places do brown
they're
rice.
doing that now. That's my
They were
idea.
they were doing it.
I'm always late to the dance.
I
I got to
think
tell you something.
I think so.
He's so healthy.
Yeah, right. That's
I
right.
think
yeah.
so.
Yeah. Well, the
I
place
thought you were
went
going to say, how about doing sushi and putting spicy sauce on it?
Ooh, okay, yeah, spicy sauce with brown rice, yeah, but right, yeah,
Yeah.
that's just because I went to the doctor. She's like, yeah, you carb, you did too many carbs.
It's really the same.
Yeah.
The white rice, brown rice, same thing.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
what.
Flavor in the brown rice.
Yeah, but everybody thinks.
Yeah.
I don't know. You
It's
know.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand how rice is so high in carbs. By the way, you know.
I know.
it-
And
it-
you
they're
look at
little
the
tiny
Asian
things.
community. They're
Yeah.
but look
And
at them.
all-
They're small.
They're all in great
Right.
shape. Yeah.
Where's good sushi here? Where do you guys get your sushi from?
In Soma, in South Orange, Maplewood, sushi. There's
we go to Arioshi. in South
Arioshi.
Orange.
Oh,
Arioshi
you know what?
is very
I have
good,
to go
yes.
there. Here's another fun fact.
Yeah.
Apparently, the owners of Arioshi are from Livingston.
I wouldn't be surprised. They're
Yeah.
also
Really?
Chinese. They're not Japanese.
Oh, that's
is
funny.
that-
yeah.
Yeah,
But I feel like I should go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach out to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few in Maplewood. There's a sushi place right in Maplewood. But I don't do sushi enough actually. So I'm
Well, it's not good to do it all the time.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. But I do love it when I eat it.
Our sons are going to Japan soon.
That's right. Yeah, our boys are going to
Oh,
Japan.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a bunch of the whole knuckleheads. They're all going there for
They're all
to-
friends since they were kids. They
Yeah,
all
yeah,
travel together.
Oh my God, that's a
Yeah.
like I think a bucket list trip.
Yeah.
These boys are very
And
lucky.
these
that-
kids
are.
are like they're in their mid-20s and they watch like Japanese cartoons still. You know,
The anime?
They're all,
The
yeah,
anime?
the anime. They're all,
Manga.
they're all laughing. Like, what are you
Manga
laughing
and
at?
anime,
And
not
they-
cartoons, Lee.
Yeah, right. What? Yeah, they're not anime, right? Yeah, yeah. Well, I've been picking on these kids since they're 9 years old. I still pick on
Oh
them.
my
Yeah,
God, that's
yeah.
that's a fun trip for them.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll
So
be
they're all
great.
going
Yeah.
out. And,
One of their friends is living in China too, so he's going to
Oh
meet
my
them.
God.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
So, and by the way, my son he edits the podcast. So when you listen to it,
What's his name?
his name's Elijah Navlin. Yeah.
Hello, Elijah Navlin.
He's a great editor.
Yes, that's right. He goes by Eli now. By the way,
I edit
Yeah,
my
so-
own podcast. I'm just saying, boys.
Well,
Yeah. No, we got a professional. You know, as he likes.
Eli could be a great help.
As he likes
Do you
to
pay
tell
him
me.
to do it?
He lives with
He's
us.
going.
Still.
He's going to
free
Japan.
rent.
He's
Free
going to
rent.
Japan.
That's right.
Yeah.
Japan, yeah, free rent.
Yeah.
So, Ian, anything else? Heidi, anything else we want to? No, we.
Heidi, tell us the name of the podcast again.
Oh, the name of the podcast is called Behind the Counter with the Food Czar. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you get yours.
Okay, wherever you get
And
yours.
the LTown Lowdown.
LTown
Food Czar.
The LTown Food Czar. It's Heidi Blum. So, okay, on YouTube, I'm LTown Food Czar.
Okay.
On Instagram and TikTok, because I'm on TikTok now.
Nice.
It's Heidi Blum _ Food Czar.
Got it.
The podcast is called Behind the Counter with the Food Czar, and it starts off with a wonderful theme song, which is very catchy, I think. I don't know.
And you were just telling us about
You
that.
were proud
that
of
song.
that.
Yeah, so I was
You,
that
you
was,
have your own theme song.
That was the fun part of getting a podcast. I mean, come
Right.
on, let's be honest. It's the little
It's
things
your own
in
song.
life. It's my own song. But
Yes.
and the podcast drops bi-weekly.
Yeah.
I've been starting to drop the full videos on YouTube if anybody watches
Great.
instead of listens.
Great.
I make it accessible, and I've realized that I always say, like, if one person listens, then I've done my job,
Yeah.
right?
Good.
Yeah.
If you have 25 people listening, that's a classroom of people.
Right.
You know, so it does add up. So it's and I want people to listen. I think it's important.
Well, I've been writing a theme song for our show, actually, and I kind of have it down. It's Lee and Ian doing a podcast. Turn them on and try them. Nothing can get by them. Lee and Ian. You know?
Wow.
So anyway,
I mean, that sounded good.
yeah, thank you.
We'll
thank you.
talk.
We'll talk, right? Yeah, yeah. But I'm apparently going to need to find a professional vocalist. Yeah, Ian hasn't been pleased with
He's doing just fine.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Yes. Heidi, before we go, I do want to
Yes.
talk about one other thing.
Go ahead.
Because now our audience, South Orange Maplewood, but we've grown Essex County. But basically, it's a very South Orange Maplewood, as you know. Ian, very proud LGBTQ
That's correct.
community.
Yep.
I just
correct.
want to read something about Heidi, okay? And by the
Sure.
way, this was written by Jackie Chattel, Jackie
Oh
Goldman
yes,
Chattel.
yes. You remember Jackie from
I
high
know
school?
Jackie
Yeah.
very well. She's a good friend.
More
Jackie's
Livingston people.
Jackie's written articles about us. So Lee,
Oh,
right. Yeah, she's written
okay.
articles
All right,
about the Lee and
good.
Ian show. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this has come from 2013. On Monday, October 21st, Livingston resident Heidi Blum became the first person to arrive at the Livingston Health Department to pick up her application for same-sex marriage.
Yes.
So
Congratulations.
That's one of my
You
bigger
were
claims to
first.
fame. So in 2006, 2007, whenever civil unions were
Yep.
legalized,
Yep.
I was leaving my job in the city and I needed to go on my wife's
insurance.
So we needed to be domestic partners because
Yep.
that's all that was available.
Right.
And I went into the town hall, to where the records were. And I remember being on my phone with a friend and I'm like, hold on one second. I'm like, hi, I need an application for a domestic partnership. And it was like every head popped out of the cubicle. And I was like, let me call you back. And they literally took the stack of forms and blew the dust off. I mean, that's what it was. And when I looked, I was 0001.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah, which was very cool.
Now, of course, Heidi isn't mentioning that when you were asked, Blum said that when she asked if she was first, she was told that indeed she was, but there had been one prior phone call. So,
Yes.
Yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
did you ever find out who that phone call was? By
But
the way?
you beat them to town hall.
There's not many. Unfortunately, there's only, I mean, maybe now there's a lot more same-sex couples than
course,
I know
of
of,
course,
but I was the token.
Yeah.
But you know what? I was really proud about it.
Sure, I would be too.
And
Like
I-
a
at first
pioneer
I-
of sorts, you know.
You know
and,
what? I was like, I'm Heidi. It does not define who I am.
Right. No.
Right? I don't know. I don't care if anybody's married or not married. I'm living my life the way I want to live it, authentically to myself, and
That's
I'm
great.
in love with someone, and that's
Yeah.
it. That's the story.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, now at least I know why you weren't attracted to me in college. So,
There we go.
yeah, it wasn't me, Ian. It was.
It wasn't
wasn't you.
It's never you.
It was
Lee.
the fact
It's
that you didn't
never
win
you.
class clown. That's what I was
Right,
looking
that's
for.
right.
I was looking for my
If you were
my
class
perfect
clown,
mate.
maybe.
Yeah,
Are you
maybe.
Mark Gore? I don't think so. Right? Yeah. So anyway.
But yes, and that's one of the reasons I love living close to a town like
Right.
this. And same with Montclair, and it's
Right.
listen, Livingston has been very open-minded. I think I've made it very comfortable for people. I mean, comfortable. I don't even know what I'm saying in a sense
No,
because
I know what you're saying because
it.
it's living. It was much more conservative
Yeah.
once upon a time. It's not so much.
No,
Things are changing.
And as we know from our kids, they are growing up in a different world too. And quite honestly, the kids who don't understand or make fun of someone for that or like make fun of someone whose parents are.
Yeah.
It's coming from their parents.
Yeah.
Right.
And those kids, quite honestly, unfortunately, I think are in the minority. So as
Very small minority now.
yeah, and they look not educated.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
But we still have a long ways to go.
Right.
Unfortunately, where we are in the world right now, but I
Road's
am
not over.
I am proud to be who I am. I'm an
Good for
open
you.
book to
Yep.
tell anyone my story.
Yep.
And I'm proud of my story. I'm proud that my kids see a beautiful marriage and we have a beautiful
100%.
family and we do a lot to celebrate that. And, I mean, that's it.
That's it.
That's
Hey,
great.
you know what? We find happiness. And one thing about Livingston, very interesting. A lot of people, and Livingston, it's not uncommon for whatever reason. I'm sure a lot of towns around the world are like this. They lived in Livingston, they grew up in Livingston, and they raised their families in Livingston.
Yeah.
They stayed in Livingston
Yeah.
because it really is it really is a wonderful community, great place to live. And I was at my high school reunion not too long ago.
On the Oval.
On the Oval. That's right. It was right on the Oval. Not surprised to learn that a couple people I'd gone to high school with who, they raised families, they got married traditionally
And they moved to Livingston?
but the kids grew up and they found who
Switched
they really
teams?
were. They switched teams.
Yeah.
They switched teams and they're more maybe
got
just a little
it,
more comfortable
got it.
doing that
Yeah.
now.
Listen, you've one life to live, right?
Yeah.
And life
Yeah.
is very short. Just
Yeah.
be happy.
Right. That's
No
right.
regrets. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good.
100%.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, I guess, Ian.
I guess that's it.
Okay. Heidi.
Thank you,
really
Heidi. This
appreciate
is
you
great.
coming down to Maplewood.
I appreciate
do
you
our-
having me. I feel so honored.
It was
this was-
fun.
This was awesome. Thank you so much.
This was so much fun. And next time we have you, and we'll talk. We'll probably talk politics again. So
Fine, bring me in.
Right.
All
Who'd you-
right, good.
Who'd you vote for? Why'd you vote for him? Yeah.
Exactly. Let's do it.
By the way,
Yeah.
Mayor Livingston is running for.
He is
Yeah,
running
what-
for
as-
to be a county commissioner,
What
Sean Klein.
Can we discuss what a county commissioner is?
Yeah, Ian would be happy to do
The
that.
county commission is basically the legislative body for the county. So they are the legislators for Essex County.
Okay.
So any laws that are created for Essex County are created by the county commissioners.
Oh.
Yeah,
Cool.
and so it's important work. We and he, I know he's
Sean is going to be on the podcast.
Yeah, right. Sean's coming to the podcast. Oh, that's
Yes.
wonderful. Now, would he be going for Gil's seat, or is it a different? Because I know there's 8 of them,
So
right? There's-
there are 5 county commissioners who are appointed to districts, and there are 4 who are at large.
okay,
Brendan Gill was an at-large commissioner,
Okay.
but he is not running again.
right. I know that. Yeah, he's retiring.
One of the at-large this is very confusing. One
Yeah.
of the at-large commissioners is running again, but the other 3 are not.
Okay,
So
So
are there
also
3
Pat
people?
Siebold from Livingston
love
was
Pat.
also
retiring, right?
retiring.
Yeah,
Pat's
30 years. As a county
she's
commissioner.
amazing,
Wow.
and I'm very good friends with her daughter. who's
Yep.
Another Livingston High School
Yep.
graduate.
Yeah. So you have to live for these in Essex County. Is
You
it-
have to live in Essex County. To be an
Okay.
at-large county commissioner, you have to live anywhere in Essex County.
and for the other seats, yeah.
12 people are running for those 4 seats.
12
Whoa.
people. Wow.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
In the primary.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, all right, but Heidi, if you want to run, I mean, you've got a leg up right now
There we go.
because
You know how many
you
people
got your
know you.
podcast, you got this
People know
podcast.
you.
now,
People
right?
have said, people are like, you should run for town council. And I'm like, hell no.
Yeah.
No, you
Yeah.
cannot pay me to
Sounds
do
like
that.
That's what most people say when I tell them that. They're like, no way.
No way. There's
Right.
no way.
Well, he was a former vice mayor of Maplewood, right here.
Oh,
So-
and you've lived to tell the tale.
I've lived to tell the tale.
Good
Barely.
for you. Good
That's
for
right.
you.
But yeah, nothing more fun than a Tuesday night, right? Being out
That's
there
right.
at midnight or whatnot.
Oh, my God,
you know,
yeah.
hi,
We used to go to like 2 or 3 a.m.
Right, yeah. Did you go?
We had a big talker on the township committee back then.
Yes,
Oh, my God.
Yeah, when somebody go, my garbage isn't being picked up on time. What-
It's
Right,
amazing. I did get a proclamation for a day,
Good for
which was
you.
cool.
Yeah.
It was very fun
Oh,
and
that's
very
awesome.
cool. That was
Yeah.
fun for
Your
being
kids
a food
must have
czar.
loved that.
They get embarrassed by me, but yes, they loved
Right,
it in
yeah.
some piece. But so we were there for the meeting.
Right.
And so I'm like, I get the plaque, but you couldn't leave. And
Right.
it's just really funny to see what goes on
Yeah.
at these town
Right.
council meetings.
So, Ian, I mean, class clown gets proclamation. I didn't get the class clown award. I've
You
received
don't
no
have-
proclamation, and you know people in town.
I feel badly. You're going to go home tonight. You're going to be very upset.
I'm in trouble after this episode
I
now.
know. My wife's gonna be, how was Heidi? I'm gonna be like, oh, the class clown. Well, I knew about that.
Plus,
You
you
know,
got a
the
proclamation.
Yeah. She's
I
like,
want a day.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, you know what? We did actually. We years ago, when we were doing Goodstein, we received, I believe, some award from oh gosh, he's a former. He's in West Orange. He's the assemblyman in West Orange.
John McKeon?
Yeah, John McKeon.
Oh, John McKeon
Remember-
wrote this beautiful letter.
Yeah, he wrote a beautiful letter. Yeah.
State senator.
Yes, and for winning our awards at the LA. Yeah.
Yep,
So,
yep.
is that a proclamation or that was just a nice letter?
It sounds like it's a nice letter.
Yeah,
It's a
okay.
proclamation, Lee.
Was that a
Yeah,
proclamation?
he wanted to proclaim your,
I don't even know what
your greatness.
There's a I just picture
Make him
somebody.
feel good. Yeah,
I just
I
picture
gotcha.
somebody standing there, like with his hands in his pocket. I proclamate.
The whole legislature
ye,
with,
hear ye.
with the
Yeah.
governor. They were all like, that
I
Lee Devlin,
proclaim.
he's amazing.
Right, with the
Yeah.
powdered wigs and the whole.
I
right.
proclaim today Lee
Lee
Devlin Day
in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Someday.
And the crowd goes
That's right.
wild.
Wow,
Yeah.
they can't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And the principal or not the superintendent of the coloring book school.
We're gonna
went
have
to-
people stop. We're gonna have people stop
I think it's called a
listening
dean.
to the podcast.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for having me.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
it was an
great.
honor.
It was great.
Thank you very much. All right, so again, that's Heidi Blum, Food Czar, Livingston Food, LTown Food Czar. Check her out, guys. Her podcast is great.
It is.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank
Ian.
you.
All right, Heidi. Until we do it again. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.